still think that a man in this game has to be allowed to play. See, it's just like some coaches don't allow you to rush the passer. They get you concentrating on the run. Now, you know 4 men that's getting 1.5 yards penetration in the backfield going to kill any running game. So it really don't matter about the run game. You can have that. That's what we used to figure. It's your quarterback we're after because he's the man that's going to win or lose this game.
Mike and Mike, and the legendary Deacon Jones is here on our set giving us his Subway fresh take as we head into Super Bowl 46. So you're talking about getting all that pressure on Tom Brady right now. How about on the other side? How about as you watch this New England defense, which has really struggled through much of this year, maybe playing a little bit better right now? Do you think they're good enough to keep the offense in the game?
Well, Eli's having the best year of his career, I think. I like Eli. I played against his father. And I've known these kids since they were kids. And it's amazing how 2 quarterbacks from the same family can be so darn good. And Eli's got a good offensive line, and he is, like I said, he is riding high right now. So I would expect him to have a good day of throwing the football.
Unless you hit him in the head.
Yeah, unless anybody ask me about my hands being broken, hitting them head?
Yeah.
Hey, how about some sympathy for the defensive lineman? I don't understand this. These babies here was the greatest things in the world. It was better than Ali's hand.
Look at his hands. For those, we got to get a picture of that up on the webpage.
Fingers are all broken. Nobody offered to fix my fingers.
There's not one finger on Deacon Jones's hands that is pointing in the appropriate direction. You could hail 5 taxis at one time with a number of different directions. But that's not the health situation that Deacon Jones wants to make sure.
We've saved a lot of lives since we've been doing this.
Yeah, absolutely have.
A lot of lives, and I'm just so happy to do it, and I'm happy to be with Mike doing it, because we both had the same problem. We're lucky to be where we were at that time, or we'd both be dead.
Again, the website is knowyourstats.org, and it's something every man within the sound of our voice should be well aware of. Deacon Jones, it's always such a pleasure to see you in the Hall of Fame jacket.
Put your name on put your money on the Giants.
On the Giants.
Oh, okay.
Deacon Jones, add another one saying he likes the Giants. Pleasure to see you. Here's the bad news. We're bringing another quarterback up here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You can hit him on the way out if you want.
Well, I talked to him in the... We're friends.
I'm not sure he feels that way. Drew Brees in 3 minutes on Mike and Mike. Which in the sport, as we've seen all the changes and all the improvements in offense, that's a remarkable amount of time, and the record finally fell this year, and the new record holder is sitting alongside of us, had one of the great seasons in the history of pro football. Drew Brees is with us. Mike, good to see you. Good to see you again, Drew.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. First and foremost, you had to walk by Deacon Jones when you came up here. Did you have to protect your head?
I did. I said, Mr. Jones, I know you don't like quarterbacks, but Drew Brees, nice to see you. Don't hurt me.
Isn't it just amazing? You look at the man and just the respect you have to have for him.
Absolutely. And he's as sharp as ever. And he sat there and, rattled off my stats since the last time he saw me and told me how much fun it was to watch me and said, those offensive linemen must be taking pretty good care of you because you're still walking. He said, you're lucky I'm not rushing the passer on you. And so I said, yes,
that's cool.
That's true. And those stats this year started with a 5, which doesn't happen very often in NFL history, but you did set the record. It was a huge year, obviously a bitterly disappointing playoff loss against San Francisco. Where is the balance, as you look back on this season, between reflecting on what you accomplished and, unfortunately, at the end, on what you didn't?
Yeah, well, it's hard to be here in Indy, obviously not playing, especially when I know down the stretch we felt like we had the team to be here and to accomplish something great. Unfortunately, we fell short in San Francisco, and I got to hand it to them. They had a phenomenal season as well. And, that I don't think you can ask for a more exciting game than what we gave people in San Francisco, back and forth. And unfortunately, we just didn't make the plays in the end to win. But I think we can reflect back now, being a couple weeks removed, just on what we were able to accomplish this year. Not only individually for a lot of guys, but collectively as an offense, as a team. It really was a special year. It's hard to win 13 games in this league. And so I think we have a lot that we can build on moving forward.
And the one thing I talk a lot about the show when a season ends for a team, how it's so abrupt, and the next day you're cleaning out your lockers and saying goodbye to teammates, some you won't see anymore. But yours is a team, I'm sure you'll get your deal taken care of. that seems to have a window, that seems to have a lot of its pieces in place to keep this going for a bit.
Yeah, we definitely feel that way. But you're right, it's the finality of it all when you lose in the playoffs and all of a sudden it's over. And especially when your expectation level was so much, bigger than where you ended up. But I feel like we do have a window. I feel like we do have a lot of the key pieces in place. And we'll continue to add to that through the draft and free agency and re-signing guys that are up and that kind of thing. And I think what's a testament to our program, our team.
Let's think back to a Monday night in November. What you did to the New York Giants defense is like illegal in 9 states. I mean, you destroyed them. And here they are in the Super Bowl and playing so much better. As you've watched what they've done, what is it they're doing now that they weren't doing then?
That was a tough stretch for them during the season. I know they lost, maybe 4 in a row or 5 in a row, something like that. And it's not, it's not who you play, it's when you play them, and teams go through different stretches during the season, and I think that's when we were really kind of picking up steam, and they kind of hit a little bit of a lull, and then all of a sudden, they're having to play their last 2 or 3 games of the regular season as if they're playoff games. They got to win to get in, so they're kind of battle tested as they enter the playoffs, and you know what, they've been there before. They had to do this back in '07, and there's a lot of similar faces to that team as they had in '07 with some extra young talent as well. So I don't know. I just see them offensively, defensively playing with a ton of confidence, feeling like they can go anywhere, play anybody, and beat them anytime.
Mike and Mike, Drew Brees is with us, trying to make Sis Sunday the most active Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, I've partnered up with Connect for Xbox. I've been an ambassador for NFL Play 60 for a long time, encouraging kids to get out and live a healthy lifestyle, getting exercise 60 minutes a day. A lot of times you think that's just outside, but now with Connect for Xbox, you just hop off the couch and you're able to do a lot of interactive games, which is really cool. And it's something that people want to find out more about. They can go to facebook.com/Xbox and then follow them on social media.
Are you always you? Like when you play, are you always Drew Brees?
No, unless I'm forced to be.
Really?
No.
So who are you?
I'd rather not be.
Tom Brady?
Well, on the Connect, I can just be any random person, and I can race my buddy, or I can race the computer. Track and field's probably my favorite game, but
okay.
No,
I love the I think that's the coolest thing now, the interactive stuff of how you can get involved. Yeah, I actually feel like an athlete again.
Well, I said this I said to you at the beginning of the season, my son this year played fantasy football for the first time. We drafted you. Thank you. That's all I can say for a terrific year. Drew Brees, enjoy the Super Bowl. Thank you very much.
It's all about fantasy football.
Isn't it amazing?
Had one of the great seasons of all time.
Yeah, sure
You can
did.
Connect for Xbox 360. One of the guys that he beat along the way, Jim Schwartz and the Detroit Lions. He'll join us up here coming up next. Greg Jennings still to come. Larry Fitzgerald still to come on a jam-packed Mike and Mike in the morning.
ESPN Radio.